Hey guys, welcome back to Shit Happens Podcast. If this is your first time, hey, welcome. My name is Kayla. I do a podcast. It's called Shit Happens Podcast. That's I clearly just said. It's just where like me and my friends, or just me, or really just anybody who wants to like talk to me, where we just sit and we just talk about like random shit, like going from topics from like political topics to relationships or religion, anything really that I want to talk about. And so today's podcast is going to be just me. I haven't been filming podcasts mainly because I'm still in that mindset where I feel weird recording alone and that I'm not going to have enough to talk about, but I really just got to get over that fear and say fuck it. So that's what I'm doing. But today I wanted to talk about, I'm getting ready right now. Currently, I'm about to run to the grocery store, but I was just like thinking in my head about, like I always do, just about different shit. What I was thinking in my head was about people and shit. I forgot again. This happened in the last podcast. My memory is so shit. I literally just remembered what I was going to talk about. I grabbed my phone, started recording, and I forgot. Like, what the hell? When a person is constantly... Now, it's okay to complain every once in a while. We all do it. We're human. But when a person is constantly negative or constantly complaining, like, just nothing, is they're just have a negative mindset and living in a negative world. Like, every day as soon as they wake up, they find something to complain about. Or they're just like, I gotta deal with this today. I gotta deal with that today. You'll never grow. You'll never grow by doing that. And trust me, I know, because I used to do that. Like, I overthink a lot. Like, a lot. I'm always overthinking. You can say the smallest thing and I'll laugh about it, but really in my head, I'm overthinking it and I'm going insane. You know, don't think badly about a situation before it even happens. Like, you cannot... that's just gonna turn the situation bad. You're wishing it upon yourself, literally. Like, not all the time things are gonna go your way, or like something bad might happen. And I see this a lot, where like something bad might happen in someone's day, and then the whole day they want to be pissed off, or they want to take it out on other people. Now, in some cases, it be like that, because, you know, there's been some situations where you need a day. Literally, you just need a day. And when it's like that, you just got to take some time to yourself, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is put that energy from something else onto someone else, because then you're just spreading negative energy. And why? Just because you're feeling down, someone else has to. Like, just take your time to yourself, regroup, and when you get back straight, you know, that's when you can go out spreading that love to everyone, like we should be doing. Like, y'all really, there are a lot of negative people out here, and every time, like, I come across someone who's, like, complaining about something small, or, like, something that's, like, you know, like, it's, like, you know, it's not even gonna worry about this tomorrow. I just try to, like, make the best out of a situation, or be like, hey, it could be this, or like, at least you're not doing this, you know, it could be worse, you know. Just try to look for the good things, you know, make the best out of situations if you can. I hope you guys cannot hear my music playing, because then this will be a fucking waste. And everything always has a reason. Don't let anyone tell you it doesn't. When people be like, oh, no reason, or some shit like that, or like, I was just curious, like, everything has a fucking reason. Not even just that, but like when things happen or things don't go your way, that's for... Sorry, my alarm went off. But that's God telling you, like, nope, you don't need to be doing this, or you don't need these people, because I have this for you. And if these people are in your life, or you're doing this right now, I can't give that shit to you, or I can't get you to where you need it. Oh, I'm cussing and talking about the Lord. That is so messed up. Let me stop. But I can't get you to where you need to be if you with these people, or if you can't let these people go, or if you're out here doing this, that, and the other. So I feel like everyone has a purpose in life, and that when things happen that we don't necessarily like or love to happen, we just got to realize, hey, bro, this is happening to me for a reason, and it literally is what it is. That is literally my motto for life now. It is what it is, because I can't control anything or anyone except for Kayla. That is literally the only thing I can control myself. So any other outcome of how something happens or what someone does, I literally try not to take it too personal, because what everyone always does is looking out for themselves. Yeah, you can be generous and kind and help people just because that's the type of person you are, which I consider myself that type of person. But at the end of the day, you always gotta worry about yourself first. Put yourself first. And that's something I had to learn the hard way, because a year ago, I was putting other people before me. Like, literally, I was always making sure this person, they're good first before I'm good. And sometimes I catch myself still doing that, like trying to please people before pleasing myself. And I gotta remember, be like, Kayla, like, no, do what you want to do. Don't just not do something because somebody else doesn't want to do it, and you want to do it, or like anything like that. I hope I'm making perfect sense and I don't sound crazy, but y'all gotta remember to put yourself first. Never try to let anyone feel like you shouldn't either. Never let anyone try to manipulate you, to make you like feel like a victim or like you're in the wrong. Well, sometimes you can be wrong. Y'all gotta know the difference between taking accountability versus not getting manipulated, literally, because sometimes somebody can literally be trying to manipulate you and making you feel bad about yourself when really they're the person in the wrong. And those are evil, not even people. I'm not even going to call them evil people. Those are just people who had past trauma, and this is how they're acting because of it. But we all learn and we all grow, literally. And then there are situations where people are trying to help you, literally, who come from a genuine point of view or point of like whatever, and they're trying to like be like, hey, I see you doing this, I care about you, I really want to help you out, da 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 da. And then some people would just take it the wrong way, like all the way, like da 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 da, why are you in my business, no, but literally it's just a friend trying to look out for you, like no one's trying to do that, control you or anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying, like, I don't want anything like something bad, or I don't want you to go down a wrong path or end up like this or that. By all means, you could still have every right to still do it. But I'm just saying, like, I care about you and I wouldn't want to see something bad or something, literally, something bad happen to you. So you guys have to know the difference between taking accountability and getting manipulated. That sounds so bad, but that sounds so bad, but it's literally the truth. But I might film some more later, depending upon how I feel. This was way better, and I felt way more comfortable talking to you guys instead of just sitting around. Normally when I'm filming a podcast, I'm sitting down and just like filming it. But this time I was getting ready, and it made me feel so much more comfortable. I don't know why. Okay, so I want to know, do you guys act different around certain family members? Like, not necessarily like changing your whole personality, but you're like, you're not as comfortable talking to them as you would be if you were talking to like your mom or your sister or brother, or like a family member who's closer. Do y'all do that? Because I know I do that, and that's something I want to stop doing, because sometimes I feel like when I get around my family members who aren't in my immediate family, I feel like I'm putting on like a persona to be someone I'm not. Like the other day, I was talking to my aunt, and I told her how I changed my major, that she thought I was still a nursing major, and that I'm getting all A's and all that stuff. And sometimes I just like, before I would never correct her on it, because it's just like, well, what's the point? We only talk like once a month. I'm gonna just let her believe what she want to believe. And I know that sounds pretty fucked up, But I just didn't want to be like, I didn't want her to think of me as a disappointment because I wasn't the person. Ow, Marnie! I wasn't doing the things that she thought I was doing and that she was proud of. So I didn't want to tell her something different and then she not be proud of me anymore, if that makes sense. But I wanted to get over that. I've learned to gotten over that and to just be myself. And I told her that I changed my major and everything. And then she asked me, oh, so like, you're not with the nursing thing anymore. What do you want to do with the major you're in now? And my major is media and entertainment, which is like a communications major. And I told her that I wasn't sure exactly what specific career choice I wanted to go down with that major, and that I was just gonna, figure it out along the way, which I will. And that's just not me just saying that, because I know some people just say that, but I know I will figure out what I want to do specifically in that field. But I know that's the field I want to do it in. And she wasn't even disappointing in me. She was just giving me advice and giving me tips and stuff like that. So I was really scared for nothing. Let me get off the toilet, first of all. I don't know. Talking on the toilet makes me feel more comfortable than talking anywhere else. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if you don't got the facts, then shut the fuck up. Or don't overthink it or stop thinking. Like me, if I try to text my friend and they don't reply, I'm thinking like, oh, am I bothering them? Like maybe I'm being annoying, or maybe they're ignoring me, or like something like that. Maybe they don't want to talk to me. When in reality, they could just be at work, they could be asleep, their phone could be dead, and in my head, I'm just thinking of the worst. And this is just like one example. This could go for like anything, or this could go for like any situation, basically, where you make assumptions in your head that is far from reality. Now, there's a difference between like making assumptions and making assumptions based off of evidence. Now, if you're like, think your man cheating or think your girl cheating on you or whatever, and you have good reason to believe that because of events or situations that's happened or stuff you've seen, by all means, you have every right to come up with these assumptions. But if you're just coming up with assumptions out your ass because of like, that's just the type of person you are, because I know that's the type of person I am, you gotta remember to tell yourself to like, you don't stop. You gotta just basically tell yourself stop overthinking. You don't know what this person could be up to, none of that. I don't know why I do that, but that's just something I'm trying to work on. And yes, I'm peeing right now. Let's talk about parents and what they call puppy love. When I had like my first serious relationship, my mom, the reason why I would never like talk to my mom about boys, well, first of all, the reason why I would never talk to my mom about like boys or like anything like that, or relationship or sex or anything that has to do with teenage girls and sex and boys and stuff like that, I never was able to talk to my parents about that, because with them it was always no, don't do it, don't date, none of that. Which, of course, you cannot tell a teenage girl that, because that's just going to make her want to do it more. That goes for any teenager. Like, when you tell a teenager not to do something, that's literally so stupid, because they're going to still either do it anyway, or that's just going to make them want to do it more. Teenagers do not respect authority. If there's any adults listening. She, would call it puppy love, and I don't know why, but it would just make me so mad, because I felt like every time I would try to talk to her about that type of with that conversation, she would just shut it down or ignore it. I don't know if you guys have parents that do that as well, or if you can relate in some type of way. But now, because we always talk about what we did wrong and what we're doing right now I try to talk to my mom more about that type of stuff and just explain to her how I've never been ever really able to open up and talking about my feelings completely, like actually explaining myself well enough for people to fully understand how I feel. And I think part of that has to do with the way I grew up, how I did not talk. We in my household, we didn't talk about feelings. We weren't an emotional type of family. We were never really mushy. We didn't do all of that, stuff. I never really saw anyone in my family cry, except for like at funerals or something like that. We were just like, we didn't do that. My parents are Jamaican, if you're wondering, so they're foreign. They didn't grow up that way. So of course, when they had kids, they didn't know how to teach their kids how to be able to not show emotion, but express how they feel and their emotions to their parents. So I just never did, and it's probably why now I have a hard time expressing how I feel and my emotions to just anyone in general. Like, you gotta really get me to open up. If you gotta really, I don't know. It just takes. I don't really know what it takes. Just if I feel like opening up to that person, I feel like opening up to that person. I don't know. A lot of people, I don't ever really fully open up to them because I have a lot of trust issues. But that's something I'm trying to work on, opening up more and expressing how I feel. So yeah, if you guys also have parents that are like that, I say just give it another try. Cause I've tried before to open up to my mom and express how I feel, but she just took it as a joke. I guess because that wasn't something we normally do, so it was unfamiliar to her, so she didn't think I was being serious. But now, as I continuously try to express my feelings to her and how I'm feeling, I see her like actually trying now, and our relationship has actually gotten a lot better because of it. And she is also like trying to open up to me too as well. So if you also are like in the same boat as me, where you and your parents, you guys don't really talk to each other much about like gushy stuff or relationships or just your own two personal lives, and you guys kind of just keep it at I don't know. Me and my mom, we would only really talk about like school, shopping, other stuff, but we would never talk about like how our own personal feelings are. And I feel like that's very important to have with your parents, whether it's your mom, your dad, or anybody who is your parent figure. It's very important that they know what's going on in your life and your feelings, and it's also important you know what's going on in their lives and their feelings, because just because they're adults and just because they're your parents and you think that, oh, that's my mom, she has everything under all control, she's fine, that is so cap. No, they go through shit in life just like we do. It probably, maybe even worse. I don't know. I don't really talk to my mom about her feelings and emotions or anything, but that's something I'm trying to do more, because I know it'll like help and make us closer, as it already has with me opening up about how I feel. So my next step is to get her to open up to me more, because she didn't do that. I don't know if my mom has really opened up to anyone. See, there's so much stuff I don't even know about my own mom. But if you do have a relationship a really close relationship with your parents, where you are able to express how you feel and your feelings and what's going on in your life and vice versa, please let me know. Like, like, I don't know. That's just always been interesting to me. Like, my friends who have that type of relationship, I always not despise, but envy them for it, because I didn't have that type of relationship with my parents. But then I realized that really you can only envy yourself because of that, because I have the power to fix that relationship. You don't have to have the relationship you have with your parents. And yes, it takes two. I'm not saying like it's all on you to fix your relationship with your parents. It takes two. They will have to want to fix it too. They have to be, a lot of parents are, at least I know my parents, a lot of older people don't like change and are so stuck in their ways. They have to be understanding, patient, and I can't think of another word, but I'm pretty sure you get the gist. Like, with my mom, I was always scared that if I ever opened up to her, I was gonna get in trouble. Like, that was my first thought, so I never did. But I had to get over that fear. And now that I'm older, of course, I was less afraid now because I'm 19 now. So, like, I can't really get in trouble. She can't really whoop me anymore. I mean, she could, because my mama said she'll whoop my ass as long as she my mama. And I believe it. But we all know, like, she's not for real finna whoop me just because I'm expressing to her, like, my feelings about boys or sex or anything. But if you want to fix your relationship with your parents, if you and your mom or dad or any parental figure, if you guys have a bad relationship, it doesn't have to stay that way, or you don't have to cut them out your life. I know a lot of people who cut their family members out their life because of, like, a lot of shit. And I know with my own family members, I've wanted to cut some of them out my life because of stuff they've done. But really, it just takes time. You got to give it time. And I just realized I couldn't stay mad forever. Like, I had to learn how to forgive people at my own pace and my own time. And then when you're ready to forgive them, you're ready to forgive them. And you don't have to go right back to being all buddy-buddy or think things are going to go back to being smoothly, because that is not how it goes. It takes more time for things to get back to the way they either were or the way that you want it to be. It takes time and effort, literally time and effort from you and the other person. And this could go for really any relationship. Now we're kind of changing gears. If you haven't caught on, that's kind of what I do here. I start talking about one thing and then I get distracted and start talking about another thing. That's kind of why this thing is called Shit Happens, and it's all over the place, because, like, literally shit happens. This happens, da da da. See how I'm getting distracted and talking about something else? Marnie, can you stop biting me? Because I'm going to yank your tooth out. Can't put that in. But yeah, it can go for any relationship. Every relationship literally takes time and effort if you want it to work. If both of you guys, if you love someone and they love you, and you guys love each other with the same amount, y'all will both want to y'all will both want to give each other, y'all will both want to put that time and effort into that relationship to make it work, is what I'm trying to say. Like, and if you are ever in a situation where it's one-sided and you're trying to make it work, and you keep trying with that person, just like, I never understood that. Like, when girls said they could change a dude, like, a dude should want to just change for himself. Like, I'm not going to try to change anybody. I can, like, always give you advice and wish you the best and all of that, but I cannot physically change you. That's all up to who? That person. And so I'm not going to sit here and waste my time waiting for something I want to happen if I know that person is not putting in the effort to make it happen. Obviously, they're not ready yet. They're still in that either immature stage or just not feeling you, or I don't know what. It could really be any situation in the world. But if that person is not want to try, if things are going downhill with you and someone, and you actually want to try to fix things and get things to the way they used to be, and that other person just wants to give up, there's literally nothing you could do. You just have to let them be. Like, literally, I had to learn that the hard way, to just let a person be. Because the only person who I can control, the only person who I have authority over, besides this little bitch Marnie here who keeps being bad, is myself. Like, I can only control and do what Kayla wants to do. And anybody else who wants to rock with me, they cool. I'll mess with you. I'm just playing though, but yeah. Really, you just gotta let people learn on their own, to be honest. You could give advice and, try as much as you want, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to yourself, bruh. It really do. But I think I'm gonna wrap this podcast up. If you liked anything I talked about in here, subscribe to my channel. I've been trying for the past weeks to um get my podcast uploaded on Apple Podcasts, but it's taking a longer process than expected. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna keep trying to get my podcast on other platforms besides YouTube. And yeah, like I said, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, or if you just have anything to say or any responses to what I have to say. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.